The rain had not stopped for 3 days, and the city sidewalks smelled of dust and sorrow. Under the broken shelter of an old bus stop sat a woman wrapped in a faded gray shawl, her fingers trembling not only from the cold, but from the weight of everything she had lost. Her name was Martha, and once upon a time she had a small home filled with laughter, a husband who adored her, and dreams that stretched far beyond the narrow streets of her town. But fate can be merciless. After her husband passed away unexpectedly, debts swallowed her home, and relatives who once shared her table suddenly closed their doors. Now she was just another face people hurried past, a homeless widow surviving on scraps of kindness. That afternoon, as traffic roared by and the clouds hung low like a heavy curtain, Martha noticed two identical pairs of shoes standing in front of her. She looked up slowly and saw twin girls, no older than 10, dressed in neat navy blue coats. Their dark hair was tied in matching ponytails, and their eyes, curious and fearless, studied her not with pity, but with something deeper. "Ma'am," one of them said softly. Martha forced a tired smile. "Yes, sweetheart." The girls glanced at each other as if silently deciding who would speak next. Then together, almost in a whisper, they said words that would change everything. "You want a home, and we need a bride for our father." For a moment, Martha thought she had misheard them. A weak chuckle escaped her lips. "Children shouldn't joke about such things." "We're not joking," the second girl insisted, stepping closer. "Our father has been sad since our mother died. He works too much. He forgets to eat. He doesn't smile anymore. We think he needs someone kind." Martha's heart tightened. Kind. No one had used that word to describe her in a long time. People had called her unfortunate, pitiful, invisible, but not kind. Before she could respond, a sleek black car pulled up beside the curb. A man stepped out, tall and sharply dressed, his expression tense as he scanned the sidewalk. "Emma, Ella," he called out urgently. The twins turned. "We're here, Daddy." His eyes fell on Martha, and confusion flickered across his face. He approached cautiously. "I'm sorry if my daughters bothered you. They have a habit of talking to strangers." "They weren't bothering me," Martha said quietly. The girls grabbed his hands. "Daddy, this is the lady we told you about. She needs a home, and you need a wife." The man's cheeks flushed with embarrassment. "Girls, that's enough." But Martha saw something in his eyes. Exhaustion, loneliness, the same hollow ache she felt every night. He introduced himself as Daniel. A widower, just like her. A successful businessman, yet powerless against the silence waiting for him at home. "Please," the twins pleaded, "just come have dinner with us. If you don't like it, you never have to see us again." Martha hesitated. Pride wrestled with desperation. Finally, she nodded. If this story is already touching your heart, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Stories like this remind us that hope can appear when we least expect it, and you won't want to miss the next life-changing tale. Dinner was awkward at first. Martha felt out of place at the long polished table, surrounded by crystal glasses and expensive paintings. She tried to hide the cracks in her hands, the evidence of hardship. But the twins never left her side. They asked her about her favorite books, her childhood, her dreams. For the first time in years, someone wanted to know her story. Daniel listened quietly. The more Martha spoke, the more he saw beyond her worn clothes. He saw resilience, strength, a woman who had endured unimaginable pain and still chose gentleness. Days turned into weeks. What began as occasional dinners turned into shared walks in the garden, laughter over burnt pancakes, and long conversations after the girls went to bed. Martha never asked for anything. She helped with homework, planted flowers in the backyard, and slowly filled the house with warmth it hadn't known in years. Society whispered, of course. People questioned Daniel's decision to associate with a woman who had once begged on the streets. But he didn't care. He saw how his daughter's eyes sparkled again. He saw how the house felt alive. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Daniel found Martha sitting alone on the porch. "You don't have to leave," he said gently. "I don't want to be a burden," she replied. "You're not," he said firmly. "You're the reason this house feels like a home again." Tears welled in her eyes. "Why would you choose someone like me?" "Because my daughters were right," he answered. "I don't just need a wife. I need someone with a heart big enough to love without conditions." The twins watched from the doorway, grinning. Life didn't transform overnight. Martha struggled with insecurity. She feared waking up and finding it all gone. But Daniel's patience and the girl's unwavering affection slowly rebuilt her confidence. And here's something powerful to remember. Sometimes the people society overlooks carry the greatest capacity for love. If you believe in second chances and the beauty of unexpected miracles, subscribe to this channel now and join a community that celebrates stories of hope and transformation. Months later, in a small garden ceremony filled with white roses, Martha became not just a bride, but a mother again. The twins held her hands as vows were exchanged. There were no grand speeches, no extravagant displays, only sincerity. But the real miracle wasn't the wedding. It was what happened afterward. Martha suggested opening a small foundation in memory of both her late husband and Daniel's wife, dedicated to helping widows rebuild their lives. Daniel supported the idea wholeheartedly. The foundation started modestly: temporary housing, job training, counseling. Word spread. Donations poured in. Martha personally mentored women who had once stood exactly where she had, reminding them that losing everything doesn't mean you are nothing. One afternoon, as she handed a set of house keys to a tearful young mother, Martha realized something profound. The twins hadn't just given her a home. They had given her a purpose. Years passed, and the once homeless widow became a symbol of resilience in the community. Schools invited her to speak. Women wrote letters thanking her for restoring their dignity. And every night, when she tucked Emma and Ella into bed, she whispered a silent thank you for the rainy afternoon that changed her destiny. Daniel often joked that his daughters were better matchmakers than any professional agency. But deep down, he knew they had simply followed their hearts. The story of Martha is not just about romance. It's about courage. The courage of two little girls to speak boldly, the courage of a man to see beyond appearances, and the courage of a woman to believe she deserved love again. As you reflect on this story, think about the Marthas in your own community. A small act of kindness can rewrite someone's entire future. If this story inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel right now. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that no matter how dark the storm, the sun is always waiting to shine again. Together, we can spread hope, one powerful story at a time.